Okay. Good evening. Today we'd like to discuss, okay, I thought na medyo na-discuss na kanina completely yung sa issue with Thinking Pinoy and hindi ako maganda yung phone. Thinking Pinoy and presidential spokesman Harry Roque. So we'll be discussing what the complaint made by Miss Pia Ranada of Rappler against if I'm not mistaken, against PWIZ, which sandali, may mga tumatawag eh. I'm live. Hi, I'm live right now. I'm live right now. Say hi to everybody. Okay, sige. Alright, today, so, presidential spokesman Harry Roque was being interviewed on DWIZ's Karambola, where we were this morning. And in the ensuing banter with Thinking Pinoy and spokesman Roque, Thinking Pinoy, spokesman Roque happened to mention the phrase hollow blocks again, mentioning that he is getting ready to throw them at his critics. Of course, obviously, this was a figure of speech. Then Thinking Pinoy decided to continue with the banter, saying that he should throw at least one. And then spokesman Roque said that the targets should at least be chosen, or at least chosen well. And Thinking Pinoy suggested Ms. Ranada. As a result of this, Rappler or Ms. Ranada filed a complaint with the Kapisanan ng mga broadcaster ng Pilipinas, which is a self-regulatory body. Okay, so what does it mean? The KBP is an organization, asosasyon siya ng mga broadcaster dito sa Pilipinas. So, ang membership nito ay mga radio stations, at saka mga television stations, but not just the stations, no? Also the people who broadcast, the broadcasters themselves. So that includes news people who read the news, or reporters who report on the news. They include even the showbiz personalities who do reporting on showbiz news, and political commentarists, opinion makers, and people who give their opinions as well and who run talk shows. So all of these kasama po yan sa KBP. Pero ang membership po sa KBP ay hindi required, ha. This is voluntary. If you will remember, a few years ago, GMA7 withdrew its membership in the kapisanan ng mga broadcasters sa Pilipinas. Why is it significant na voluntary dito? Because ang association na to practices self-regulation. Meaning, yung mga sarili nilang miyembro ay pinupulis nila. So, they regulate their own members. But, not just regulate, they impose penalties. So, ano yung mga penalties na yan? Ayon dun sa Broadcast Code of 2007, this can be a fine both on the broadcaster or yung tao, like the news reporter or the opinion maker, and also ranging from fines to a suspension. So, anong ibig sabihin nito? For example, when the violation daw is on radio, a first offense is 1,000 to 5,000 pesos fine on the individual, and on the station 5,000 to 10,000 pesos. So, second offense, 5,001 pesos to 10,000 on the individual. Tapos, on the station, it is 10,001 pesos to 20,000 pesos. And so on. May third offense, may fourth offense. On the fourth offense, revocation of accreditation and or suspension, or revocation of accreditation of the membership privileges of the station. Please take note that GMA7 is not a member of the KBP anymore, and so is not subject to these penalties. So, what does it mean? So, let's also look. Sa Karambola, from what I understand, ang program or ang mga individual members dun sa Karambola ay hindi mga miyembro ng KBP. Thinking Pinoy, hindi siya miyembro. Tapos, neither are the other members there. But I understand na nag-apply po sila ng accreditation pero ilang taon na po at hindi pa po yata natatapos i-review. Ang miyembro ng KBP dito ay ang DWIC, yung stasyon kung saan ini-air ang Karambola. So, given that situation, ano po ang magiging effect? Well, first, ang tanong is, subject ba dun sa KBP rules ang mga miyembro, halimbawa, si Thinking Pinoy, subject ba siya dun sa KBP rules? Makikita natin, since hindi siya miyembro, the self-regulatory body cannot impose a regulation on a non-member. So, titignan natin, no, even if they find Thinking Pinoy in violation of the KBP rules, the question is he bound by it? Is he bound by them? So, di ba? Yun yung pinaka-gist ng problema nila dito. What is the overall effect of having a self-regulatory body when you are not a part of that self-regulatory body? And what is the effect of a complaint by a member of that body against a non-member of the body? Wala po kasi dun sa broadcast code. Ang nakalagay lang po dun sa forms for complaints ng KBP ay, as a broadcast media association, the KBP administers a system of self-discipline among members of radio and TV stations as a way of promoting higher professional and ethical standards in Philippine broadcasting. So under this system, the KBP members commit to adhere to the standards defined in the KBP broadcast code. So if you're not a member, then you have not agreed to abide by those standards. Violations of the code are subject to sanctions. And so we already read out that yung mga sanctions na yon ay yung mga penalties like ranging from a fine of 1,000 pesos up to a possible suspension. So since GMA 7 exited from, I think it's GMA, no? Exited from the KBP, it is no longer bound by the rules of the KBP. Following that same argument, since Karambola, the show Karambola and its members are not members of the KBP, paano po mai-impose ng KBP ang kahit anumang penalty dun sa kay Thinking Pinoy? Okay. The other question about this is, well, clearly, hindi naman makakasuhan si Spox Roque kasi hindi siya broadcaster rin at saka hindi siya member. And in fact, he was not acting as a broadcaster. He was being interviewed in Karambola. So, 'di ba? Medyo simple lang pala yung magiging sagot dito. According to the KBP itself, since it is self-regulatory, it can only regulate its own members. Kasi you subject yourself to the rules of the organization once you become a member. So, let's look at your this should not take long. So, tignan natin ngayon yung mga tanong nyo. Sabi ni Christine Mendoza Batin, attorney si Pia po mismo ang nag-post sa Twitter asking TP na sabihin kay Mr. Roque na batuhin siya ng hollow blocks. Tapos, yung wish granted, umaangal siya. Kawawa naman si TP, siya tuloy ang victim. So that's another aspect of the problem. If Ms. Ranada also followed the figure of speech part of the conversation and indulged in the same figure of speech, medyo mababind siya dun sa paradigm na yun, di ba? Kasi ang condition naman ni Spox Roque na bago magkabatuhan is if the member of the media should throw a stone at them. So, di ba, pinag-usapan yan kanina sa Karambola. Ang usapan, kapag binato nila ako, sabi ni Spox Roque, babatuhin ko sila ng hollow block. So, yung condition precedent, therefore, follows that if Ms. Ranada should ever become subjected to being the target of a hollow block toss, it would be because she tossed a stone. So, yun lang po yung Yan lang po yung kung susundan natin. But if you think about it, medyo ridiculous na po yung argument dito. It was clearly a figure of speech, number one. At saka number two, hindi po miyembro sina Thinking Pinoy dito. I think that Ms. Ranada may have been targeting DWIZ to be the respondent in their complaint. So titingnan natin kasi DWIZ clearly does not subject itself to the opinions or what is expressed by the members of Karambola. Halimbawa, dito sa broadcast code, maliwanag na those opinions that are expressed by the station should clearly indicate that it is the opinion of the station. Maliwanag naman na sinasabi ni Jojo Robles kanina na yung stasyon hindi po kasama dun sa expression ng opinion nila. So sinasabi ni Jojo that the opinions expressed in this program are not the opinions of the station. At ganun din, sinasabi din ng stasyon, inuulit nila na ang mga opinion na sinasabi dun sa Karambola ay hindi po necessarily yung opinion ng istasyon. So ngayon ang tanong is magiging liable ba ang istasyon doon sa member kasi sila ng KBP, magiging liable po ba ang istasyon kung ang ini-express na opinion na ito ay hindi po, maliwanag po na hindi ini-express na opinion ng broadcaster, ng broadcast station. Ulitin ko ha, doon sa broadcast code nakalagay na maliwanag na kapag opinion ng istasyon, kailangan maliwanag na istasyon ang magsasabi na opinion nila yon. Pero since sinasabi ng Karambola na opinion nila na ine-express doon, hindi necessarily opinion ng stasyon at sinasabi rin ng istasyon na hindi necessarily opinion ng stasyon yung sinasabi doon sa Karambola. So, tignan po natin ngayon ang magiging kahihinatnan ng kaso na ito kasi nga bukod sa hindi bound yung mga main proponents dito katulad ni na TP, ni na Sir Jojo and all of that, ang stasyon maliwanag na sinasabi nila na yung opinion doon sa Karambola ay hindi din nila opinion. Okay? So, ano kaya ang magiging, well, yun ang nakikita natin ngayon na angulo niyan. Patingin nga ng mga opinions ninyo. Ano po yung mga tanong ninyo? Hindi pa nakikita dito sa laptop, medyo mabagal eh. So, paki-shoutout, kumustahin niyo si Attorney Ahmed, nanonood siya, na dapat nag-drive na yan. Ano po sa tingin niyo, Attorney, sa pahayag ni Fox Roque today? Kailangan makuha ko muna yung mga transcripts ng mga sinasabi niya bago natin siya i-review, 'di ba? Para sa atin. Mabuti pa siguro sabihin niyo sa akin kung anong opinion niyo doon sa nakita ninyong pahayag ni Fox Roque today. Hindi po afterthought na lang disclaimer ng DWIZ, sabi ni Tong Velasquez. Hindi, kasi according to the broadcast code itself, para makonsider na opinion ng stasyon, yung opinion na in-express ni na Thinking Pinoy, ay kailangan maliwanag na sinabi ng stasyon na opinion nila yun. So, nung nag-clarify ang stasyon na hindi nila opinion yun, tapos na. Bakit pa nila ilalagay sa broadcast code? Diba? Ano pa? Sabi ni dapat attorney, yung lawyer ni Miss Pia ipaliwanag yung broadcast code kay Pia. I think they know. I think Miss Ranada and Rappler and their counsel, alam nila po ang nasa broadcast code. But gano'n naman talaga eh, dahil they feel aggrieved, magfa-file sila ng complaint. Siguro para sa kanila, prinsipyo na lang, na tingin nila may nangyaring masama sa kanya, na-threaten siya, then magfa-file sila ng complaint. Gayon pa man, maliwanag yung rules na ang kinakasuhan nila dito, DWIZ, pero maliwanag din sa broadcast code na hindi sila mako-cover kasi nga hindi naman opinion ng ng stasyon yan. Right, DWIZ, sabi ni Delia Lee, is not responsible for its personnel's opinions due to its waiver. Oo. At sabi ni Paulo Cordero, attorney nakakasama ng loob na sabihin ni Spox na media ang dahilan kung bakit nanalo si Presidente. I don't think he said that. Ang pagkaintindi ko na sinabi ni Spox Roque ay nakatulong ang press dun sa pag-uncover ng mga anomalya dun sa previous administration na naging sanhi ng pagkapanalo ni Pangulong Duterte. He doesn't say it directly. So, medyo bigay natin ng konting palugit yon. Gayon pa man, naiintindihan na ko yung nararamdaman ninyo. Sabi ni Nana Jane, hi Attorney Ahmed, sabi ni Attorney Trixie, mag-hello kami. Nahiya naman ako. Sabi ni Baluya, Mark Eric, it's downright childish and pathetic si Pia, onion skin journalist. Alright. Sabi ni Jason Fernandez, parang nung nagluluto ako ng almusal, sabi ko, itlog ang agahan, umangal ang misis ko, kaya iniurong ko yung itlog. Okay. Sabi ni Adrian, attorney, sa tingin niyo po si Pia Ranada gumagawa lang ng mga ridiculous issues tulad ng taking the hollow block statement literally dahil petting issue lang papatulan nila dahil nauubusan na silang ibabato. Ang galing ng singit ng bato doon. I'm not sure about yung intentions nila, but I agree na medyo mababaw yung issue para patulan. Sabi ni Lee Cheka, one of the code of the KBP, Article 31, bribery, asking or receiving money or any gift, present, benefit, or privilege to favor or put in a bad light a person, group, or entity is prohibited. Any act that may harm the public interest, damage the station, or put its credibility in doubt should be avoided. Should be avoided, ha? So, Lee Cheka, pakisabi kung ano yung punteriya ng pag-cite mo ng rule na yan. Sabi ni Raymond, opinion ko about Roque, wala siyang karapatan, turuan, ay, naku, nawala. Sorry. Sabi ni Roberta Diaz, attorney, mag-eyeglasses ka po, nahirapan ka po. Hindi po, hindi ako nahihirapan kasi nearsighted ako. I'm squinting kasi malayo ako. If I wear glasses, I will not see the words lalo pa. Sabi ni Nang Gomez, Isidro Erwin, attorney, it's clear and present danger to our president on how Harry Roque is trying to shut up the bloggers like PP, Sas, and Mocha. Let's find out first if that is really his intention. Sabi ni Jason Fernandez, medyo kaiba kasi ma'am kasi bilang spokes ni Presidente, siya tagasalita ni Presidente, hindi ko ma-imagine si Press na magsalita ng gano'n. Okay, naintindihan ko po yung ano ninyo, yung opinion ninyo. But alam nyo, he's only been spokes for something like 2 weeks. Tignan po natin. Although I agree na medyo nakakabahala yung ibang mga statements niya. In addition to which, no, itong problema with Thinking Pinoy appears to be, it began with the figure of speech that Spox Roque had started, no? Tapos tinuloy lang ni Thinking Pinoy. So if there is going to be an issue, then it would have been nice to hear from Spox Roque, di ba? About this and in relation to Thinking Pinoy. Kumbaga, tinuloy lang kasi yung kanyang analogy. So, yung subsequent statement, naiintindihan ko yung subsequent statement niya that says, leave Pia alone, medyo hindi nga tayo sanay na ganon. I think that it is important for us na ipahayag natin kay Spox yung saloobin natin tungkol dito. Sabi ni Daisy May Pilog, I was disappointed at Spox Roque, P. Duterte won because of social media and DDS bloggers like Mocha Uso, not mainstream media. Yes, but I don't think he said that. He said na mainstream media uncovered anomalies that led to the dissatisfaction of the Aquino administration, kaya, which in part is the reason daw well, he didn't say in part, which was one of the reasons, well, he didn't say one of the reasons, which was a reason why the president won. Okay, I understand what you're saying. Maybe Spoksloke needs some more time to get a feel for this. I don't think that Spoksloke has yet been able to interact with social media. So maybe that's something that we should look into, di ba? Sabi ni Hector Heras, nakita niyo po ba yung bagong post ni TP about Spoksloke? Nakita ko rin yung Rappler video ni Spoksan in the vote. Hector, can you tell me yung gist? Wala akong time tignan si TP right now, but I definitely will have a look at it after this. Sabi daw ni Spoks, maghinay-hinaw daw ang mga DDS sa media. I see. Sabi ni Lorcan, Lee Valientes Silvano, bakit gano'n ang mga media feeling nila sila lang ang may karapatan ng freedom of expression? Pag expression ng admin side, umaatungal sila. Pag silang opposition o media, wala silang liability. Where's the fairness here? Okay, naintindihan ko yan. Sabi ni Miss Josephine Prado de Verso Pantoja, musta yung pics, miss you. Na-miss ko din kayo. Medyo na-busy lang po last week, kaya hindi masyadong nakapag-live. Sabi ni Nene Biarnesa, hindi siya dapat nagsalita ng tungkol sa hollow blocks kung niya kayang panindigan. Ang labas tuloy na si TP ang lumabas na masama. Tiklop siya kagad. You know guys, we're all very protective of Thinking Pinoy and I'm really happy to see that. Kasi malaki po ang contribution ni na TP. Tama kayo, TP, SAS at ni Mocha. Not only dun sa campaign ni Presidente Duterte, but even now, every time nababatikos siya, naungunguna ang social media sa pagde-defend sa kanya. At usually, ang issue ng freedom of expression ay nagiging issue ng social media, 'di ba? Kasi tayo yung binabatikos for inappropriate language, yung mga ganon, gaya nito ngang si TP nababatikos na naman siya, but ironically because he was acting in mainstream media. So, tingnan natin. Ito medyo interesting kasi dito sa nangyayari. Nagbabago po kasi ang pangyayari, 'di ba? Nagbabago po kasi ang standards. Halimbawa, ang traditional media, meron silang very strict ang standards nila at mabagal po ito magbago. Kaya po sila may mga editors, meron silang mga proofreaders, mga ganon. Kasi nga, yung nature ng news media, ng broadcast media, ng print media, ay mas mabagal sila. Ang social media pa mas mabilis, at saka individuals po, self-publication kasi. Halimbawa, post mo sa Facebook, that is already considered publication, di ba? And sino bang nagpo-post? Yung author himself. So, wala nang dinadaanan na mahabang proseso. Ang traditional media po, mahaba ang proseso. Kaya, when it comes to scoops, when it comes to media, to delivery of information, mas mabilis talaga ang social media. At the same time, dahil mas mabilis umaabot ang information sa social media, mas mabilis din magfo-form ng opinions. I think there is room for both, both mainstream media at saka social media. Bakit? Ang mainstream media, dahil mabagal sila, okay, Oliver, you're going to have to tell me why I'm wrong. You don't just say you're wrong, okay? Ang mainstream media, because they're slower, they have time to check their facts. They have time for a more in-depth analysis kung who is slow. Ay nako. Okay, that's it. No more one-word questions. So they have more time to think about what they're going to post, or more time to vet their information and to edit. Okay? Whereas social media, iba yung standards kasi sa social media, it's faster nga. Does that mean that social media is wrong? No. It only means that they're faster. Ngayon kasi, the battle for information is not just has both commercial aspects and persuasive aspects. So, since social media has also very fast feedback, makukuha mo kagad yung response ng mga tao, you can either tailor your broadcast or tailor your publication in accordance with the immediate reaction of people, or you can you can take your time, di ba? You have a bigger set of options. Whereas mainstream media doesn't have that option. They don't have the option to bring it out faster. Unless, of course, they opt that using their social media outlets. But even if you look at most mainstream media, let's say the Inquirer, ABS, etc., yung news gathering nila is the same. It has not changed. Yung publication nila is the same. It has not changed. They may upload it on their social media site, but it doesn't mean that it was faster. It doesn't mean that the news gathering was different. Sabi ni Daisy May Bilog, I watched the revelations about the Aquino administration on social media, not on mainstream media. It is through Facebook mainly that I gathered all this info against the LPs and opened my eyes. And opened my eyes about Marcos and who P. Duterte is. I remember the main TV stations airing commercials that are super below the belt about President Duterte. It was done in such poor foul taste that I totally abhorred watching these stations after that. Yeah. You bring up a very important point, si Miss Daisy May Bilog. One of the points that is often raised against social media is that kumbaga, the standards are more lax. In other words, we're capable of saying things that would be censored in in mainstream media. It also allows for freer expression kasi there are less restrictions and the standards are different. Unfortunately, when mainstream media invades social media, they try to subject, or they're still carrying the same traditional values of mainstream media. Kaya gusto nila, kunwari, we clean up how we speak. They don't want profanity. They don't want the free-flowing discussions that sometimes come with very painful words. So, there is the clash of ideas and the clash of standards here. Sabi ni Elvira Dacanay, magandang umaga po. Gusto ko pong makinig sa'yo dahil maraming matututuhan. Dahil na isang 70 years old na siya. Oh, Ma'am Elvira, you're 70 years old. Bongga, because you're on social media. Sabi ni Maricel, Attorney Hina ng Net, gandang gabi. Sabi ni Emily, I agree. Okay. Sabi ni Jelu Chan, hi attorney, di nga po ang misis po ni Spokes Harry Roque ay isang journalist. I did not know that. But I don't think we should drag her into this. Without any information, without any evidence na siya ang nag-convince kay Spokes Roque about it. So, sabi ni June Morales Tangog Jr., attorney, sana po tactics lang yan ni Spokes Roque para malaman kung hanggang saan ang support ni DDS. But I still believe there's a reason why President Duterte put in Spokes Roque. Alam mo, I see a lot of arguments like that, na may dahilan siguro si Presidente na ilagay siya. And there always is. There's no question about that. Pero when it comes to a spokesman, first of all, anong duty ng spokesman? The duty of the spokesman is to speak on behalf of the President. So, that is the main standard that we will judge Spokes Roque with. If what he's saying adheres very closely to what the President has instructed, or what the President is supposed to be saying, then we have no choice but to live with the choice of Harry Roque. But if it is not, then it is up to the President to discipline Spokes Roque. So, Dr. Saluso says, Attorney Trix, Roque is being lambasted now on social media. I hope he resigns. I think it's early. Although, I admit that I feel a lot of sympathy for Thinking Pinoy and Asek Mocha right now. Let's give Spokes Roque a day or two to check the feedback that he is getting. Kasi I'm sure when he was saying that earlier on, it's possible that he was unaware of what the reaction on social media is going to be. So tonight, I am sure makikita niya at i-report sa kanya kung anong nararamdaman ng social media. So tignan natin bukas kung ano ang magiging reaction niya. I'm a little bothered also coming from social media about some of the statements of Spokes Roque. But let's see nga, bigyan natin siya ng pagkakataon na mag-react dito sa ating mga sa mga nararamdaman. So, feel free to say what you think, ano? Feel free to post what you think because the spokesloke should also be entitled to our feedback para alam din niya how he is doing, diba? Sabi ni Adrian Paul Manlapas, naniniwala po ba kayo na may D-stab plot talagang nagaganap against the current administration? Hindi lang siya plot, that it's there and it's happening. Opo. But I'm leaving it up to the investigative agencies and to the DOJ to look into the factual basis of the matter and to file the appropriate cases. Kasi ang D-stab by itself is not a crime. Pero rebellion is, if you're trying to overthrow the current government. Sabi ni Linar Ablis, hi attorney, in my opinion, na-overwhelm si Spokesloke kaya nung inappoint siya ni PRRD. Gusto niya makuha agad ang puso ng tao, specifically yung DDS, to back him up. For me, dalawang purpose yun. Oops, sorry, paki-repost yung yung sinabi mo, medyo na nawala. Sabi ni Sonia Sugano, bakit tinitira nila TP Sas at mo kasi Spokesloke dahil kinampihan ng mainstream media? FYI guys, there's something called camaraderie. Yan ang ginagawa ni Spokesloke, kaya mahirap ba matake yun, sabi ni Ma'am Sonia. Okay, this is an interesting opinion. I agree with Ma'am Sonia na baka si Spokesloke ay nakikibagay pa muna. Nag-reach out siya sa mainstream media, tignan niya kung he can work things out and kumbaga give him a chance. Yes, well, that's very kind of you, and yes, I agree. Maybe we should give him a chance, but we should also give him a chance to hear how we feel about it. So, then he can either explain kung ano yung nangyayari, kung bakit ganun yung mga sagot niya, ma-explain niya that he is reaching out to mainstream media, o ma-explain niya kung ano yung nagiging pakay dun sa mga niya, or give him an opportunity to clarify it, or hopefully, give him an opportunity to see the opinions here on social media. Pagkatapos, baka mag self-correction siya. Baka he might decide to change strategy or to explain what his strategy is. Diba? So, sabi ni Gaka Malaweg, you can reach out without taking sides. Good point. Sabi ni Oliver, reach out at DDS's expense. Let's see first if it is an expense that is no longer correctable. In other words, is this something that is this damaged forever? Kung damaged forever, then there is nothing to talk about, di ba? Sabi ni Susan Yaplu, Oliver E., di magsipag sila, I always get a response from Attorney Trixie. They really reach out to their readers. Hindi lang report. Also, if they really want to be heard, then balanced reporting lang. Huwag yung halos wala nang ginagawang mabuti ang present administration. Okay. Verhel Vergara says, Spox called them legit media. So, legit din ba yung reports nito sa EJK? Another good point. Sabi ni Fernando Alhibe, from the very beginning, Spox was the wrong choice because he owes his popularity to mainstream media. I think these are all good points. Sabi ni Mark Anthony de los Reyes, Attorney de Miss Spox Abella. I don't think that's a fair question because I've always liked Spox Abella, and that's not a secret. Sabi ni Joe Black, he says that I do not agree that he's testing the waters. He should have corrected his hollow block statement. He started it first anyway. Well, he did correct it, diba? He corrected it by saying pandesal na lang. So, at sabi ni Willie, attorney number 1 ka sa favorites ko, TP Sas, Maharlika, and Mocha. Shucks, naano naman ako dyan. Does Rappler have an internal ombudsman? Sabi ni Oli Lucas. You said that newspapers have editors who go over articles of their staff. Does Rappler have this? Yes, they do. Which means that all the articles there are subject to their editorial policy. Sabi ni Ellen Lee, bakit gusto ng mainstream media na i-regulate ang social media based on their norms? I like this. Tayo ang nanonood ng news at nagbabasa ng news. Bakit kailangan nila bigyan ng sanction sa mga tao naglalabas ng komento? That's a good point, really. Sabi ni Francis, baka in a hurry kasi mag-impress si Attorney Roque. Maybe. But, this is, let's give him a day or two to see what the reactions of social media are. Tignan niya yung reactions. He will either explain or correct himself. Diba, that's fair. That's fair to give him like a day. But I'm not saying that it's wrong for us to think all of these things. It is right for us to explain to give our opinions, and then it will be Spock's turn to explain or correct nga, or change strategy, diba? So, yung iba more of the same maybe it was undeniably how do you call this, a poor choice for Spock's Roque to use figure of speech metaphor, and it was because it was continued, because people took it seriously, and he explained that the reason he spoke that way was because he was speaking to Asek Mocha's audience, which I think is also another problematic statement. Nevertheless, diba? Problematic kasi in the sense na it feels a little condescending, diba? So, kausap ko ang audience ni Asek Mocha, therefore, pwede siyang magsalita ng ganon. Like I said, it's problematic. But he did not correct himself at the earliest instance, and when he was talking to Thinking Pinoy, he continued that imagery. So, yes, there is responsibility on the part of Spock's Roque, but I would like to think that that he's in the process of correcting himself. So, na-realize niya na may problematic yung sinabi niya. So, now, he changes it to pandesal. Diba? And then now, he says, leave Pia Ranada alone. This is Spock's Roque correcting himself. The problem now is that it is social media's turn to react to his statements. So let's see now how Spock's Roque is going to react to the statements on social media. I think it is only fair, but it's fair that we give all our opinions, even the angry ones. These are important because this forms the feedback mechanism. Spock's Roque, I'm pretty sure, will hear this. He will understand where this is coming from. So he corrected himself. He corrected himself towards mainstream media from the hollow block comment. Now, let's see how he reacts to social media's comments. Diba? Okay, is there anything else you want to talk about? Because if not, then we'll just recap. As we said earlier, Ms. Ranada filed a complaint against DWIZ and, if I'm not mistaken, against Thinking Pinoy. However, based on the KBP's own rules, first, since it is a self-regulatory body, you have to be a member of the KBP in order to be sanctioned. Therefore, Thinking Pinoy cannot be sanctioned by the KBP. Can the KBP sanction DWIZ? It is my opinion that I don't think so, because according to the KBP's broadcast code, it must be clear, the station must be clear that it owns. It doesn't say that, please take note, it says that the station must be clear that it owns the opinion. Right? It doesn't say that the station must clearly state that they don't own the opinion. Okay? It says it must clearly state that it owns the opinion in order for it to be liable. Since since DWIZ did very clearly stated that it was not their opinion that was expressed in Karambola, then it's not likely that DWIZ can be liable for a statement made in that program. Talagang ramdam na ramdam niyo tong issue na to. Kala ko natapos to kanina dun sa Karambola. Lucci says, give us updates on Taguba, Andy, and Acho case. Andy's case, well, the impeachment is over. He has been impeached, and he has resigned from office. What we're waiting for are the criminal cases that will be filed against him by the NBI, which is currently conducting its investigation. So we're going to have to wait for that. The other one is Achos. Nag-Senate hearing kanina, but I'm not very sure yet. I haven't followed it today because I was at Karambola in the morning and I had other meetings in the afternoon. I'll read up on it so that we can do a live on this one. Okay, sa Teresa Tiada says, SNTP have been tagging him about all their posts but up to now no comments. Si Roque, mukhang akala ni Roque mas dapat niyang pakisamahan ng press kaysa sa DBS. Let's give him a chance to read all of these. It's true that that SAS and TP have been tagging him, which is why I am waiting for his reaction. If he does not react within a day or two, then clearly he will be ignoring all that social media is saying. And then some of you or many of you will now have basis to conclude your opinions about him. Nagugutom na yung pusa ko. Is that my cat? Grabe, the last time it was the roosters. Sabi ni Christine Helmosura, tell me what will happen with all the funds we have collected. Normally, the funds that have been collected through the fines or back taxes that are owed by let's say, PAL and Mighty and all of that, they go to the Treasury. And then from the Treasury, they are budgeted by Congress. So, unless they go to a special fund. Pagka may special fund po na allocated already by Congress, then yung special fund na yun can be for the purpose of that special fund. I understand that the announcement has been made that what was collected from PAL will be allocated for the free tertiary education programs. Joe Black is asking about the DAP cases of DOJ against Trillanes and Vilon. I haven't seen the complaint. The only announcement made by the DOJ is that it is proceeding with the DAP cases. And so, what's interesting here is that these DAP cases were not continued, were initiated for investigation by former DOJ Secretary Laila De Lima. And let's see how it's going to affect her and the other congressmen and senators. Tama po bang pagmumurahin? Sabi ni Tristan Packing, tama po bang pagmumurahin si Spox Roque ni Minda Vote? I didn't see that. Maybe I have to see it before I can answer that one. I want to be fair to both of them. However, like I said, the rule is always freedom of speech, di ba? So, even if, it depends kung ano yung sinabi. So, I have to see. You can bring it up again. So, sabi ni Christine Helmosura, Christine, I missed your could you please repeat that one? It looked like it was a good one. I'm waiting for the others na that are supposed to repeat are supposed to repeat their statements. Excuse me while I plug this in. Medyo humina yung power. So, 2 seconds. I'm sorry. This is really awkward.